Hello, how are you doing today, Natalia?
I'm good. I'm a bit jet lagged, but I'm excited about the premiere tonight.
Oh my
I've
gosh,
got my outfit, everything ready. Yep. And I've got a lovely team that can do my hair and makeup. So yeah, very excited.
very exciting. Where are you right now?
I'm in LA, in LA. Yeah. And I got in last night. So it's very late, delayed flight. But I'm buzzing at the moment from everything that's gonna happen. So yeah, I think I'll push through and I'll probably crash. Like at some point at 1 in the morning, I'll be like and die
Yeah.
somewhere, But
Well, we're very excited for this and welcome to LA. You didn't get the best weather right now that you arrived, but
mate, I bring the bad weather. I'm Spanish, and every time I go to Spain, I like to Malaga, which is literally the sunniest place and the hottest place. Every time I go, it rains, and my family are like, "What are you doing?" But they're like, "Actually, we need the rain, thank you." But I actually think for the premiere, because it pissed down with rain in London, and it's very dark and moody, and I'm like, that completely suits the tone of the films. I think it works.
well, that is we're all very excited for it tonight. So I let's get into it. What do you think the audience should be expecting from John Wick Chapter 4?
I mean, it's 3 hours of non-stop. It's a lot. And I've actually said this to a few other journalists that I think everyone should watch it the first time in the cinema and then watch it again at some point at home or many times or watch the whole marathon and do it again at home just because it's so epic and so many things are happening and you're going to miss. I think it's just overwhelmingly epic when you first watch it. And actually, I've now seen it second time, and I could really sit back and enjoy because I knew the story, so I was like actually able to really admire the stunt work, all the scenes. You know what I mean? Really admire the costume, really admire the music, all of it. So yeah, it needs two watches, I think.
Yeah, I'm honestly extremely excited. There's a lot of action in this movie. Well, it is an action movie, but it's like one thing after the other. And I'm
Yeah, yeah,
wondering
yeah.
specifically about your character. Why did you choose to play Katia? It's such an important role in the movie.
Why did I choose to?
Hmm.
I mean, why would you not? I mean, if you like action movies, and someone's like, you have a chat with a really lovely director who's like, do you want to play a relative of Keanu Reeves that is the matriarch of the Roman Berlin underworld? Like, who would say no to that? I don't know.
Yeah, and how did you prepare for this character?
I kind of learned a lot because she's Russian, so that was a really easy way of kind of getting into her. I had a lovely teacher, this like New York Russian dude, and I was 10 days. I was stuck in Madrid for 10 days to be able to get to Berlin because of the pandemic and everything. And so I spent a lot of time doing lessons with him and kind of going through it, but also getting the accent. So one thing was the Russian language, and the other thing was speaking in English with a good, believable Russian accent. So that was my prep basically. I kind of found her through her language, if that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, I absolutely loved your role. And let's talk now about working with Kino Reeves. He is a very beloved actor, but also
Hmm.
just a person. I see a lot of videos of people loving him as a human being. How was it working with him?
Yep, he's exactly what everyone says. He's really lovely. He's very approachable. He's calm. He's a lovely presence to have on set. And yeah, I didn't, I didn't feel intimidated by him, if that makes sense. Someone that big can be intimidating. But I mean, the first time I met him and Chad and the writer, we had a read through, and I was a bit manic because I'd been alone without people for 10 days in a room just shouting Russian. So I was very like, I think I was worried after. So oh shit, was I too much? Fuck, I shouldn't be allowed out. But no, he made me feel completely at ease, as did the director. He was an absolute sweetheart.
That's lovely. So do you consider yourself a fan too?
A fan, yeah, of course, absolutely, yeah, 100%.
We love that. And now that you're talking about the Russian accent, did you come into this the set and like talking with other people only speaking with a Russian accent, or did you have to transition between your regular accent and that one?
No, I transitioned. I mean, the only time I've ever held onto an accent when I'm working is when I did a series called Origin, and it was a series, so it was being written as we were filming, and I had to do an American accent, and I like when you're doing an accent or another language, I like having the script and that not changing, because so you can learn it almost like musically, if that makes sense, like a rota. So with this, it was very easy. I could switch back into English and it's fine. But when I did that particular show, I stayed in American for like 6 months because because it was being written constantly. So I was like, I need to just be good at this. My fella thought it was very funny. All my friends were like, what's wrong with your face? But yeah, it really did help.
That's really funny. And okay, so I've seen a lot of reviews and a lot of commentary that this movie is expected to be the best out of the four.
I hope so.
Could you tell us, yeah, could you tell us why people are talking about this?
I think it pulls out all the stops as a film. I mean, I think it's the grand finale of like such a big franchise that they want to put everything in it. Like, and I think if you like the world of John Wick, I mean, something that I think draws people in is the Continental Hotel, and like the characters and the world around this criminals hotel, basically. And we suddenly get to see it in a different country. So the Tokyo version, no, the Osaka version. So I think that's quite cool. So like the same premise that we all know, but just slightly different in another universe.
And okay, so all of the movies also cover global themes such as friendship, brotherhood, rules and consequences. What do you think is the message that specifically Chapter 4 wants to evoke?
Oh God, that's I mean, I suppose it's about getting freedom at any price. That's what I feel like. You know, that's kind of what John is going for. It's like I value my freedom above everything else. And the lengths that someone will go to achieve that.
Oh, that's very powerful. And how do you personally connect with these topics? With these themes?
God, what freedom? I mean, I've been very privileged and lucky in my life to have a lot of freedoms. I think actually I spoke to another woman who was talking about how freedoms as a woman are being changed in the world at the moment and how it's going backwards in many ways. And yes, I can see how actually when governments and people start oppressing women again and their bodies, you know, it's worth fighting with every inch, tooth and nail back to have it back how it was.
And I really feel like also your specific character plays that, you know, which is very exciting, And yeah, well, thank you so much. I really hope that that this movie is a tremendous global success.
I hope so. I hope it is, and I hope everyone sees it loads. And I would say this message, I've been saying it to a few people actually, but that the first time that you watch it, please go watch it in the cinema. Watch it in the cinema. That's where it needs to have its due. But then I do recommend everyone watching it at least one more time after the cinema trip, because there are so many things you're going to miss, because your senses are so assaulted the first time you see it that you're going to miss really amazing things around it. So definitely watch it again.
What should they be looking out for in that first time though?
There's some incredible drone shots. Really take in the kind of characters' outfits if you can. I remember seeing them starting to prep for the Japan bit, and it's really extraordinary the designs that they've made. So keep an eye out for that. Also, how amazing the dog is. The dog is amazing, and the hunter. Yeah.
We're very, very excited for this. Thank you so much for your time and much success with everything.
Thank you. Have a good day, honey.